Hey, today we are in Awendaw, South Carolina at the Sewee Visitor and Environmental Education Center. We stopped here a few years ago. We truly enjoyed it, so we decided to stop by again so we could show everybody what is here. They have some red wolves. That's pretty cool. So we got some nice exhibits. So you ready? Might as well be. We're here. And this says, welcome to the Sewee Visitor and Environmental Education Center. Experience the unique heritage and natural history of South Carolina Lowcountry from the forest to the sea. Jointly operated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and U.S. Forest Service, the Sewee Center showcases the valuable ecosystems of the Cape Romaine National Wildlife Refuge and the Francis Marion National Forest and offers conservation education opportunities for all ages. Enjoy interactive exhibits featuring forested ecosystems, browse the nature store, and obtain recreation guides to trails, camp and wildlife observation, hunting, and fishing. Visit the live Endangered Red Wolf viewing area and walk the 1 mile Nebo Pond nature trail that traverses freshwater ponds, swamp, bottomland, and pine woods of the upland forest. And this talks about the Francis Marion National Forest, officially designated in 1936, the Francis Marion National Forest encompasses more than 250,000 acres. These lands are managed by the USDA Forest Service for multiple uses, including watershed protection and improvement, timber and wood production, habitat for wildlife, and fish species. Visitors to the Francis Marion National Forest find many recreational opportunities. Some enjoy developed sites such as campgrounds, while others find hiking, hunting, or horseback riding more to their liking. Thanks for sharing that information. And this talks about the Cape Romaine National Wildlife Refuge. Lying off the mainland, the 66,000 acre Cape Romaine National Wildlife Refuge is a fascinating expanse of salt marsh, tidal creeks, open bays, and barrier islands with pristine beaches, lush maritime forests, and brackish water impoundments. The refuge is rich in natural and cultural resources. Over 277 species of birds have been recorded on the refuge, with most sighted on or near Bulls Island. With an average of 1,000 nests annually, Cape Island continues to be the highest density nesting beach for the threatened loggerhead sea turtle outside of Florida. On Bulls Island, one can view ancient Native American shell mounds and remnants of a lookout tower built in the 1700s. 2 lighthouses constructed in 1800 still stand on Lighthouse Island, no longer operational. The lights are significant maritime landmarks and are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So it shows this little quilt was made by some elementary school children. They did an outstanding job. That's also really nice there. I love this. This is so beautiful. I like this too. I love little alligator. So this shows this is part of the South Carolina National Heritage Corridor, and it said it's gateway to Cape Romaine Wildlife Refuge and Francis Marion National Forest. Oh, this is pretty. I think that's the different lighthouses in South Carolina. So this right here shows that we are standing right here. And then you got all this cool stuff over here.
Now doing grizzly work and doing up in Isle Royal, which is up the coast of Michigan, where they had a decreasing wolf pack, but plenty of food. But they were breeding, they weren't leaving the, they just kept cousins. So they were studying that. But all in their minds were all thinking, how are we going to bring back gray wolves? You know, people have dreams, you know, and they're hoping it's going to come, because we slaughtered them. Like we slaughter everything, okay? So bottom line, here's the story. Red wolves were almost 1 million strong. The Indians all knew the red wolves, right? They talked about it through the years and everything. I knew gray wolves growing up, of them. Never saw one, never, yeah. So I knew them. So But we'll start with reds. We know what we did to gray wolves. Red wolves started coming. There were southern wolves. They cut. A few of them. They didn't cross territories. In other words, gray wolves run the show. I'm not crossing into your yard. You know, it's not going to work. They don't go anywhere near your children. And if you lose your goats, and there's more to it, but if you're going to lose your goats, I'll pay you double. Things like that were said. Finally, begrudgingly, people said, you know, all right. So the program took off. Not in the first year, because these wolves still had to get a little wilder, right? There was still a few of them had. So what they did was have babies. Those babies are wild. They had babies. Those babies are wild. The program took off. Plus, we had people. They had the pamphlets all out about it. They agreed and everything. But these guys, like I said, didn't go door to door. And then we did so well. All of a sudden, there's a couple of landowners that were greedy and really hated the wolves and coyotes because they were hunters. And they were leasing their land to hunting clubs. Hunters despise anything with four legs. They don't want to share. And anywhere you go, I get meat bones, and I get down to Cadres down south, and they tell me, I said, how was your year? Best year ever. It's always the best year ever. I said, well, there are certain areas, she said, where they have to work a little harder because they spread the animals out. Most of these guys are hunters, trappers anyway, when you really get down to it. And they gave their whole being to this job that they had. And they finally said, the coyotes are going to move right. They're going to be with coyotes. Let's get out of this. The advocates wanted to continue, so it did. And then there were two quick discoveries. There was one 2 years ago.
Digging over here, what's he digging for?
I can't hear what you're saying, man.
He was digging.
Oh, they do that all the time. They're just fooling around, putting a little something in there that they were fed before. So that den was the first one, and that den is a culvert. People have copied off this. First they come in, they think it's big. All it is a culvert with sand over it and rocks over the sand, and you don't even have to put a fake front on it. You could hang ivy, and you could use various sized culverts in your yard for your little dog in the shade or something. It works very well, but it's not great to have babies in. But they would dig their own dens. We have high groundwater in South Carolina. I found it very quickly. You cannot. Big wolves are fine. And by the way, males will dig their own den. They don't dig hers. They'll dig their own den. They'll go like this, and she'll tell them to take a hike. It's great to watch. Anyway, they'll dig their own den just enough where they can get out of the sun. You know, makes them transponder stuff. Anyway, so now mom's not thrilled. I just took her two females. She growls at me a little bit. She's looking around, and then she realized, okay, I've got two boys to raise. So she makes little areas for the boys, and I have to weigh them every 2 weeks. Now she accepts me. Dad's growling at me, but he's not going to do anything. He knows me. He knows my smell. I don't have to use plastic gloves anymore. I just about 5 minutes, and then they know my smell. Anybody else that was anywhere near the area, I tell them to have plastic gloves or touch anything that wolves might smell. So then I put straw. I don't use straw in the dens. Because straw brings bugs. All right, breaks down. Same thing with hay. It breaks down, and there's seeds in there, and there's also bugs coming out of it. So I use pine chips. I use pine chips. I get the dust out of it, and then I put them in spots. I only use it in winter when it's going to get cold. When I hear about cold weather, I'll put it so they really don't even have to have it. I just care about them, and I do that for them. They're 3 months old. All of a sudden, I got them out. And he doesn't like me. I was actually the director who I almost never see. She comes in and says, Robbie, you should have a muzzle on that wolf. So, but I had him for a second. I put him down. He goes like crazy because the vet's here. We're doing our work on him. I give them shots. Wolves. The puppies don't care about anything. There's nothing there. They just want to play. So then they remember. Then they're ready to take off. Mom and Dad went to happy hour. They went, wow, you got a break and come back. Then they fly off, and then everything is cool. But that's how the ravens get in. Ravens are always present with the wolves, and then they give back. It's a symbiotic relationship, give and take. Then they fly up, and the wolves have left their kill, right? And everybody's happy, especially the animals that are coming in, the little weasels, the little birds of prey coming in because they got a window, and the ravens have given them that window. They've cached all their food. So that's how it goes. Now, once in a while, someone will come up to Wolf me and Rob, and they'll go, Rob, I have a wolf dog, 72%. I said, really? And they said, yeah, why don't you take a look at it? How much did you pay for it? I said, where is it? I asked her. She refused to tell me. So I'm back in the enclosure. I'm walking all over. And finally, I was there 20 minutes. Couldn't find it. I was ready to give up. Then I went up here, and I actually called up, and I said, did you take out one of my water bins? She said, no. She said, I don't go in your wolf enclosures, Rob. It's your baby. So I said, all right. So I searched more, and I found it in the corner. We had the gates open at that time. It was leaning in the back. You can't have gates open for 2 packs that aren't related because you risk, aggression. It may not happen, but I don't take a chance because it's very expensive. So it was laying in the fence like that. So she's looking at me from a distance, like this gentleman right here. She's just kind of looking at me. So I picked it up and looked at it. Now I tried. My wife. I actually did this. My wife thought I was an idiot. I actually went home and I had one of these pails and I told her about it. And I said, "This is what she did." I actually hit the corner and the other side hit me in the shin. I had a big black and blue mark on my shin. My wife said, "You're a fool." I said, "All right." But anyway, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking how she did it. But anyway, you could see her teeth. The power of those canines. See what she chewed? Went right through. Eventually, got through here. See the constant biting? And then that wasn't good enough because these people are not learning. So she did this. And she had to do it. And it has huge feet. If you look at that wolf, when you look at the anatomical structure in that wolf, those huge feet, those powerful feet. I have to go right over this part right here. I didn't do that. So it comes down, hits, until finally it weakened, and then she had it. And then she just looked at me, I took it out, never had a problem since. She loves her water. 1,075 friends, none of whom I've friended. they, because I work with the animals, and they're not all wolf people. They're etymologists, reptile people, you know, botanists. They all want to know about the red wolf, so and I learn too.
Is there a fence before us? Or no?
Yeah, fenced in.
Yeah. No, between him.
Of course not. They're not aggressive.
Oh,
Would he attack you? No.
But from back there, look, we couldn't tell. From back there, it looked like.
Well, they're not. They can get to us if they want to. There's the big guy right there. He's going to stop and get a picture. Right there. It's a great picture. And this is Tiggy right here. Tiggy's 15.
Wow.
And she's still getting around. She's got a floppy ear from fly bites, you know, from the deer flies. They're really bad last year. And they'll bite the same place over and over and over again until the tendon breaks down. And that's Finn. His real name is Finnick, which is the name of a fox.
How old is he?
He's 10.
What's their lifespan?
In captivity, 4 to 7 in the wild, for various reasons.
Wow.
I give him the medicine. But he's going to start breaking down a little. That's why I did the ramp. I didn't want to keep, you know. He's getting a little older, and so he's going to start getting a little bit of arthritis setting in over time. But he's a pretty incredible animal. If you saw him, the best time to be to see him in the fall, and he's breathtaking.
Because is there fur in?
Yeah,
Hairs in?
They're thick with fur.
Yeah.
And they rub it. One of the things I do is, you see this here? One of the things, see this? One of the things I do here is I pull these boards out, because they're all sliders. I pull them out like this.
Oh, so they can scratch on
There's
it?
a few different areas where they'll rub by them and rub. Or they get rough bark trees like that one. And that's like a comb. We can't comb them. We comb our Malamutes and Huskies if we don't, you know. Okay?
All right.
So this tells about the endangered red wolves. It says, on the brink of extinction, the red wolf is one of the most endangered animals in the world. It is a shy species that once roamed as far north as Pennsylvania and as far west as Texas. And this says, mere for fact, the legendary red wolf. Throughout history, wolves have been both feared and revered. In the Native American world, wolves are often a totem animal, an animal spirit symbolizing great power and hunting capabilities. And this was different pictures that he used during his presentation. And it says that the mothers, that's the aggressive and being motherly and everything.
So what'd you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed it myself.
I'm glad you did. I think everybody likes it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be standing with it.
Yeah.
I always tell people, if it's too much, you leave.
Yeah. Some
But
did.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about. Now I got to drive home.
Both of us has done it 11 times. But
Now you related. You're
I'm her
mother. That's what I thought.
I'm her mother.
I didn't want to miss that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm her mother.
Spending Field of Dreams.
Yeah, he told us last week he was originally from Darwin.
Right. He's a real Southern guy. He's a nice, really nice fellow.
So they have a beautiful boardwalk here that takes you back to the Red Wolves, but we've already done the Red Wolves. So now I'm gonna walk it back. I do have to say that Wolfman Rob did an excellent demonstration with the wolves. And this talks about the wild wetlands. It said wetlands are water habitats like this swamp. Wetland plant roots keep soil in place, prevent erosion, and keep streams clear. In the 1800s, more than 200 million acres of wetlands existed across the United States, an area bigger than Texas. Once considered wastelands, many wetlands were drained and filled in for crops, houses, and roads. Today, less than half of the country's wetlands remain. So that's very interesting. And that'll let you know that the red wolf enclosure was back that way. But now we're going to head back to the visitor center. And this one says, "See you later, alligator. Wetlands provide food and shelter for alligators. Female alligators build nests of sticks, leaves, and mud in sheltered spots on the edge of ponds or streams where they lay their leathery eggs. 65 days later, the babies, who look like tiny adult alligators, emerge and are protected by their mother. Wetlands provide food such as beetles, dragonflies, fish, and turtles for young alligators." So, we all know how much I love an alligator. I don't know if they got them here or not. They might. And can we just say how beautiful this is? You got Highway 17 running right out there, and you see all the traffic, and this is just so beautiful back here. So there is a turtle out there in the water. Mom spotted it. So anyway, this tells about the boardwalk that we just somewhat walked. And it says, "This 1-mile boardwalk trail winds through glistening ponds, lush black water swamps, and an open forest hit by Hurricane Hugo in 1989. As you enter the heart of the managed forest, the trail leaves the boardwalk, circles around fishing ponds, and then heads back to the Sewee Visitor Center. Be sure to stop and see endangered red wolves at the viewing platform, and keep your eyes and ears open for alligators, frogs, anoles, screech owls, and many other birds and animals that call these important wetlands home." So, I did not see any alligators, but we did see the wolves. And a turtle. And this over here, I believe, is the Pollinator Garden. Yes, it is. And that talks about the 2 interesting beetles. It talks about the engravers and the Morse code. And there you have your insect wonders. Still learning. And over here you have your insects and plants. You got white gall and escape artist. And then check out that super sweet spider right there. And that right there is really nice. I like that. Such a beautiful, beautiful insect. Ooh, this is nice. Talks about the red-cockaded woodpecker, forest management lessons from the land, in the upland forests, things you can look for, people, fire and forest, the fall and rise of the coastal forest, and the upland forest. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Ooh, where's the alligator? And that talks about carnivorous plants feeding time in the field. And this over here talks about the Carolina Bay And as you know, one of my favorite places in the world, Woods Bay State Park, is a Carolina Bay. This talks about the maritime forest right here. That's the famous sweetgrass baskets that is known in the low country of South Carolina. This talks about the beach. This is really pretty here. That's the oyster reef habitats. That is nice. Oh, it's a big one and a little one. Shows how wood looks on the inside. And that's also like a duck box right there.
You see the different sizes of all the nests.
Yep. That's a pretty cool place.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go, they do have a little nature center in here. And it says there's a snake in there, but I do not see the snake.
Over here,
Oh, Mom sees it.
corn snake.
So Sandra, if you're watching, close your eyes. I know you don't like snakes at all. And this one is very friendly. Ooh.
Oh my goodness, he's took his head out.
Yeah. He's like, show me on YouTube, show me on YouTube. I will. And that's like for one of my favorite animals right there. Love an alligator.
What's supposed to be in there?
Snake right there.
Okay.
This, I don't know if it's in there or not. It could be hiding. There's something right there. Oh, look at the little turtles. They're so cute. And this one says, don't you forget about me. I'm over here too.
Turtles. And more turtles.
Oh yeah.
Alligator.
Cute little turtles. Already got fish over here.
He's grunting.
Oh, the alligator's grunting?
Yeah.
So cute. And that one's not too old either.
He's probably a year old.
Turtle right there. The turtle says, I want to be on camera too. Don't let the alligator hog all the fun. And that shows the different type of turtles right there. I'm gonna guess these are made out of wood. If they're not, they're very well preserved. There's the snake skin there. That was a big one. Rather large. Yep. So this shows that this is the jawbone of a humpback whale. And it was beached on Cape Island in 2006 at Cape Marion National Wildlife Refuge. That thing is huge. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video of the Sewee Visitor and Environmental Education Center in Awendaw, South Carolina. And they have this nice handy dandy brochure right here. And it says, from the forest to the sea, the gateway to Cape Marion National Wildlife Refuge and Francis Marion National Forest. Experience the unique natural and cultural history of the South Carolina Lowcountry. The Sewee Center showcases the ecosystems of the refuge and forest and offers conservation education opportunities for all ages. Now, I do have to say, I truly enjoyed that red wolf exhibit. So, gotta say thank you to Wolfman Rob for doing an excellent lecture on that. Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
It was very thorough. Truly enjoyed that. So the things that you can do here are visit the Red Wolf viewing area to observe these endangered animals in their natural habitat, enjoy the interactive exhibits featuring forest to sea ecosystems, view our 15-minute video that describes the history and management of the forest, refuge, and recreational activities. Now, I did not do that because I was very hot whenever I got back to the building after doing all the wolf stuff. So they had some water in there to drink, and I drank 3 cups of it because I was a little thirsty. You can obtain recreational guides to trails, camping, canoeing, and kayaking, hunting, and fishing. Walk the 1-mile Nebo Trail that paces through freshwood ponds, swamp bottom, and the upland forests. Bring the family to a Saturday nature activity or walk. Visit the Pollinator Garden to observe butterflies feeding on native plants. Visit the bee apiary to view honeybees busy at their hives. I did not do that. I don't know where that's at. And browse the nature store operated by Friends of Coastal South Carolina. We did not do that either because I love to shop. So that right there tells you everything that you can do on there as well. You glad we came back by today?
Yeah.
Yes, this was the fun thing I was talking about in the video the other day, that I had something fun planned for Saturday. So I'm glad we came back as well. Truly enjoyed it.
Yeah, because I think the man, Mr. Holt, he was told Mr. Johnson that we was coming, and we was interested in him meeting him, and they really welcomed us real good.
They did. So not too bad for a channel that's only got 330 something subscribers. I was going good for a while, and then I've slacked off again, but that's okay. Anybody watching is better than nobody watching. That's how I like to say.
That's right.
So Mom's gonna do her thing now.
Subscribe. It's free.
Yes, it only costs you a half a second of your life to hit that subscribe button, and then you can make sure you hit the notifications as well, because then if you don't hit the notification button, you don't always get alerted whenever one of my videos hits. And could you just not imagine living the rest of your life not having a video from me? Not that anybody cares, but some people find me highly entertaining, some people don't. If you know me, you know how I am. So I do have a few friends that says I'm exactly in life as I am on these videos, so that's how I am. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, hope it was not too boring for you. I personally had a good time here. I would definitely stop here again. It's been a few years since we did stop, but we did stop again. So with that, we're gonna say bye for now, and we'll see you in the future. Toodaloo.